What's up, guys? This is the Honest Outlaw here, and today we are going to be shooting the Taurus TX22 competition. This is a little bit different version from the standard TX22, which I have reviewed on this channel and kind of raved about, and I consider one of the best 22s in the market. So today we're going to tell you all about it, give you my first impressions, go down and shoot it. But before we do that, I want to thank my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys very much. It's because of you guys I can afford guns like this. I got this gun at Mr. Guns in Waterloo, Iowa, and I used the Patreon dollars to get it, so really appreciate that. Also, want to mention, if you want to join the Patreon squad, all you got to do is go down to the link in the description and sign up. Also in that description is a link to a local shelter in Ames, Iowa that I like to support. It's a youth shelter. Those kids can use your help, so please go down there and donate. And also there's a link to some t-shirts, so if you want to get some Honest Outlaw t-shirts and swag, you got to click the link below that and you can get them right there. Now the Taurus TX22 here, which we're going to kind of put aside my face a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit better because I'm wearing a black sweatshirt today and it's a little hard to see, is actually a departure in a lot of ways from the original TX22, which made me interested. It's got a lot of features on it that I like and I think could be an upgrade, but it's also got a lot of features on it that might detract from some reliability as well. It's definitely a different system. As you can see here, it's got a 5-inch barrel on it that is threaded right from the factory, which is pretty sweet. The other one you get an adapter, but this one's threaded right from the factory, so you want to put a suppressor on it. 22 is very cool to suppress because it's almost no noise whatsoever. Very Hollywood quiet, which is really fun and ear safe as well in case you got to dispatch some critters up in a garage or something. And overall, pretty sweet little attribute there. And you can put a comp on it or something too if you want to. I don't know why I'd comp a 22, but they do it, so whatever. You got a threaded barrel there on a 5-inch barrel, which is a little bit different than the TX22, as you can see there, with like a 4.5-inch barrel. So big difference in slide length. I think what they did though to try to keep the slide weight the same size, since the 22 blowback design here is going to depend on the weight of the slide. If you have too heavy of a slide, you're going to have reliability issues. So what they did was they cut the top of the slide off. I mean, they obviously cut the top of the slide off. I'm speculating why. So you can see they're more of an open top design, not quite as good for like a WROL type thing because you can definitely get stuff in there. Fairly similar as a Beretta M9 sort of. And then on the back here they have some good serrations. On the front they have good serrations too, although I don't know if I'd be using those front serrations, especially with an optic there. It doesn't, not very usable. You can come underneath and go like that, but you're better off coming back and using the slingshot method in my opinion. Now, really cool addition they put on there is the optics mounting system, if it works, of course. It is a mounting system that mounts directly to the barrel there, as you can see, which is really fascinating. And on top of it, there's these little mounting plates, and they come with two, but they have different mounting systems on there to where you can flip it over and you can put on like 10 different, 12 different red dots, which is pretty neat. I've got the Holosun 507CX2 on there with the ACSS Vulcan reticle. I actually got this from Primary Arms. I'm pretty excited about that. Everybody's been raving about it. It's got a really unique reticle in it that I want the missus to try out today because she has some problems picking up red dots sometimes in red dot sights, and I think this one's going to fix all her issues. Very cool red dot sitting on a pretty neat little pistol. It's got a manual safety on it as well, which apparently you can't operate unless you're the Hulk. Very tactile apparently because I couldn't even put it on to begin with. And it has some adjustable white sights as well with some of the best ergonomics in the business. One of the things I like about the Taurus TX22 is that it's got a phenomenal grip and a phenomenal trigger for a 22. Really, really clean, easy break with a very quick reset, allowing you to shoot really quickly. And a 22 has no recoil at all, so you can shoot it really fast already. And having a great trigger just makes it even more fun. You get the Glock pistol or something like the Glock 22, it just doesn't really compare to the features and accuracy of this gun. So I'm excited that they added yet another upgrade and they decided to put a red dot on it and they decided to put a 5-inch threaded barrel on it. Magazine release is easy to use and all the controls seem to be in the right spot. Comes with 3 16-round magazines. That's another upgrade in a lot of 22 pistols you see on the market. For whatever reason, 22 pistols have to stop at 10. I think that's ridiculous. 16, 17 rounds in the gun is what they do for 9mm. It's what they should do for 22 as well. Hell, I'd take even more. I'd take a 40-round mag, to be honest with you. So, you know, if anybody's listening out there and wants to make a 22 pistol for me, 40, 50-round mag, I'll be okay with that. Overall, I think it's a good gun for the price. Like I said, I got this at Mr. Guns in Waterloo there for about $500. I want to say it was a little bit under $500, maybe even like $450. But I've seen them on the internet lately for around $525 to $600. So MSRP around $500. Buy higher than that at your own discretion. I think the ergonomics are good, and I think the concept is good, and I think it should be a fun little gun if it runs reliably. And Taurus has been pretty good at that lately. However, in the past, they have struggled with that a lot. So we'll have to take it down to the range today and see if it's reliable. Another challenge the Taurus TX22 is going to face is the ammo crunch. So since there's a 2021 ammo crunch, 22 is even hard to find, so we're going to be using my surplus golden bullet pails of ammunition today, which are not always the most reliable thing in the world, but they work in most of my 22s, and it did work in the Taurus TX22 here. So hopefully it works in the new one. Let's go find out. We gotta go up a little bit.
Malfunctioned.
It did have a malfunction. That damn Remington golden bullet. Check that group out. That's my first quick one. There's my group right there. So I just have to go up a little bit more and a little to the left. Over adjust it a little bit. Bring it back just a hair, we'll be good to go. Here we go.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so far so good. We had one failure with the Taurus TX22. Problem with using bulk cheap ammo like this for videos, it's hard to blame it on the gun or the ammo. You're not really sure which one. And right now, this is the only 22 ammo I have, so we're gonna have to go with it a little bit. I hope it doesn't malfunction too much. We'll have to see. I only got 2 rounds in this magazine, but this gun came with 2 extra magazines, so it came with 3 16 rounders. Plus I have a couple from the other Taurus TX22, which seem to be compatible. Well, it knocks down the plate rack.
I literally put those up for me.
I'll put them back up for you. Well, I hit them all, they just don't move very much. Those are not rimfire targets. So, for those who don't know, 22s have very little recoil, and because of that, you can shoot them real quick. It's a good time.
Okay, sexy ass. There you go.
While I wouldn't recommend a 22 for home defense simply because it's a really anemic cartridge, one of the least powerful cartridges, if the gun is reliable, it can shoot relatively quickly, and a gun is better than no gun any day. I don't know if it malfunctioned or what. Yeah, dead round there. I have a feeling that that is the Remington golden bullet.
Ready?
Yes, I am.
Let's see how we do.
You like that thing, don't you?
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I told you would. What do you think about that red dot?
I like this one.
Hold it up and move it around a little bit, and you'll see there's a ring in it.
It's like an arrow.
Yeah, not only is it an arrow, but hold it up and kind of move it around, and you'll see there's a ring that brings you back to center.
Yep.
Which is super cool.
Because it's super sunny, I was making sure that the red dot was actually the red dot, but because it's an arrow instead of a dot, that's super helpful.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a speck, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah, very cool. Very cool red dot. What do you think of the gun?
I love it. I'm gonna shoot more.
Okay. I'm not.
Just move the box on my face.
I got the box in your face. I'll put a box in your face.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Apparently not. Oop, what'd I do?
You got a failure.
Uh-oh.
Rack it out of the chamber, put the mag back in, rack it, and you'll be good. Or not.
All right.
So we cleared the failure.
Yep, we're ready to rock. Can you please show this? This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it helps with the accuracy because you're not worried about recoil control, so you can focus entirely on that.
Exactly.
Good little training tool. For people who say 22s aren't a good training tool, well,
give it a try because it's a lot of fun.
So what do you like about that gun specifically?
Not very aggressive texture, like that. Obviously, light recoil, very easy to manage. I like this red dot on it. That's pretty baller. I also like that it looks really mean as a whole. So like, you say I can't use it for home defense, but it still looks kind of scary. So if I had to, I feel like it would at least scare someone away.
It's better than a sharp stick, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, to add to what my wife was talking about as far as using this for home defense, yes, it looks like a scary gun, and it is effective if it works. The problem is it's still inherently a 22 long rifle. One of the reasons why 22 long rifles are unreliable, and almost all of them are because of the rimfire cartridge in itself. It's the round that it actually uses. It's not a center fire cartridge, so the rimfire is always going to be inherently unreliable. On top of that, most people shoot 22 bulk ammo like I'm shooting right now. This Remington Golden Bullet is most likely the cause of a lot of the failures with this gun, as well as with a lot of other 22s also. Most of the time, if you use something high quality, CCI mini mag for example, you won't have any issues. People ask me what the most reliable 22 is. It's kind of like asking what the most reliable politician is. Overall, just find a 22 that works for you and with an ammunition combination that gun likes. But say what you want, they still are lethal, especially if you put them in the right spot. And the good thing about 22 is it's really easy to put them in the right spot. Hey, diddle diddle. Right in the middle. All right, now we're back here about 85 yards. Let's see if we can lob these bad boys in. Missing some of those, aren't I?
Not many.
Can't really hear whether I'm hitting or not from here.
You hit most of them.
The mic is so much better than my ear pro because I never turn my ear pro on.
Well, that's a problem. All right, back in the boonies.
Yeah, we're back here at 100 yards. Figured I'd give it a go. People always talk about using quality ammunition to shoot at 100 yards with a handgun. Well, I'm gonna try it with bulk ammo with a $500 22. So we'll see how that goes.
Worth a shot.
It might be. Might hit one.
We'll see.
22 is affected fairly heavily by wind, and Iowa's a fairly windy state, so we'll see how it goes.
Got it.
having pretty decent reliability on the gun considering the ammunition and considering I didn't put any lubricant on it or didn't even clean off the factory lubricant or grease or anything. I just took it right out of the box, threw the red dot on there, threw some Loctite in it, and brought her out to play. 22 is one of those things that I kind of hope people don't use for home defense. I kind of hope they use it as a training gun. One of the reasons you can really get your use out of a 22 is you can find a gun that kind of simulates the ergonomics or at least the action of your defensive pistol, and then shoot this and kind of get used to and get acclimated to firing handguns, get good at it while simultaneously not using as much money on ammunition. .22 can't really get you good at recoil control, but if you throw a regular caliber like 9mm 45 in there and get used to that, you really can work on sight alignment, trigger control, and all the things most people mess up anyway in marksmanship with a 22. Well, overall, this has been my 100-yard first impressions of the Taurus TX22. The gun handles just as good as the previous one does. We did have some malfunctions, but I kind of expect that, again, with a 22, especially with cheap ammunition. Am I going to shoot different ammunition for it for the full review? Yep, I certainly am. We're going to go out and try to find some CCI and some stuff like that. I have some Eli inside. I'm not sure how good that is. We'll run that through as well and see how that goes. We'll shoot some full metal jackets, some hollow points. I think this would be a good gun for squirrel hunting, stuff like that. I could definitely smoke some squirrels and some rabbits with this guy. So it'd be good for a little bit of a WROL pistol, but most of the time it's really made for competition. It's really made for plinking around and having a good time. And in that case, I think it does a really good job. It looks mean, has some cool features. Trigger's awesome, obviously, because I can hit it 100 yards pretty much no problem. And the red dot pairing there is amazing. I'm really getting into these hollow sun sights quite a bit lately just because they're cheaper than my beloved Trijicon SRO a little bit. And this new Vulcan X2 reticle, this ACSS Vulcan, is the best red dot reticle that I've ever seen. So a lot of times Trijicon will use primary arms reticles, so hopefully I get to see an SRO with this reticle in it at some point. That would be really sweet. On top of that, the hollow sun does have the same battery life, I think, as the Trijicons and the aim points, but it does have this solar illuminator there also. So a lot of advantages to the optic and the gun and this entire setup. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this, and I think you are too. Yep. I would imagine. You said you're gonna shoot this for fun in the future, so.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Cool gun, 500 bucks for the gun. I don't know how much the optic is, 250, somewhere in there. Overall, pretty reasonable setup, and you can feed it for a reasonable price as well. And if you need to, of course, it's got the red dot, or the optics mount, or sorry, the light mount on it. So if you wanna strap a light to it and use it for a home defense gun, use it at your own risk. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please support your Oklahoma shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.
Okay.